younger you are, the more learning opportunities you need. This is the time that you should be looking for every opportunity to sell something or develop a skill. There are 3 stages that you're gonna start going through. The first stage, I call it the last stage is what I call the and the best place to learn is in. If you want to be highly effective, you need to understand how to block off noise and distractions. If you have a business and you're trying to make a sale, you don't restrict where you can get customers. So shoot some nice videos of the services that you're providing and let that attract the right customers. That's sales. Simply by creating content around it is enough to sell. If you birth an idea and you don't have the money to make the idea happen, you might not even end up with a lot of shares in that business because you don't have money. A lot of Africans don't like partnership. When you're choosing a business partner, you've got to try different people. Business relations can last longer than even marriage. Don't just go and choose because this is my classmate. You're gonna kill your business and kill yourself as well. Go there, bold, confident, and approach it as a business. That's it. Finished national service, and then you are thinking of, doing something. There are 3 stages that you're gonna start going through, and it pains me that you did not go through the first stage of this while you were in school. The first stage, I call it the cash flow stage. Cash flow, what can you do? So at this stage, this is the time that you should be looking for every opportunity to sell something or develop a skill. Cash flow stage. At this point, all you need is money. Because maybe you have a big idea that at some point you're going to release, you're going to work on, but you don't have the money yet. But at this point, you just need some cash flow. So, video editing, fantastic. Image editing, great. Drop shipping, great. Sell something on TikTok, great. These are all avenues that you can use to build cash flow. I think locally people call it kwak. Right? You do all of these things to make some money. You can become a broker. Broker means you've seen some nice real estate that people are selling. You go and talk to them that, look, I can get you buyers. Create a page. Start talking about the real estate. Start talking about the projects available. If somebody wants to buy, you become the middleman. Cash flow stage. The earlier you get into the cash flow stage, the better it is for you. Website building, coding, name it. Everything that you can think of. Side hustles that you can do right now. 2, 3, 4, 5. Just keep adding on. Because at this stage, you're not really thinking so much. It's experimentation stage. The cash flow stage is really an experimentation stage. Build, make some cash. Then you move on to the next stage, which is the business stage. Now there's enough cash flow that is coming in. Maybe you started off with 0. Now you have regular, 5K coming in every month. And you've been able to save 100K out of the papa you've been doing. So now you can think of actually starting the business you want to do. But what is exciting is that this business you want to do may be one of the experimentations you did while you were a teenager or while you were in your early 20s. So you can pick one of them and then hone in on that. It becomes a business that you can do. Then you move on to the last stage. The last stage is what I call the diversification stage. Almost similar to the cash flow, but at this point, you just want to let your money work for you. So you can then decide to go to a different industry. So this is the time you start building huge projects, real estate, farming lands, to farm properly. This is different industries because at this age, you're getting a bit older and you're thinking to yourself, in case this one fails, I don't want to go back to work because I may not have the energy to be able to work. So I want to go into different industries. Just in case this one is falling, this one can lift me up. I called one of my friends who owns a hospital somewhere in Chado. And I said, I want my sister to come and work for you. And then the guy goes, well, we don't have money to pay. And I said, well, you don't need to pay. I'm just looking for an opportunity for her to learn. Very quickly, he goes, yeah, there's an opportunity. Come. Most people, if you ask them, you want an opportunity to learn. Most people, if they have the space, they will let you come in. And that's what you need. When you are young, even as you're growing, but the younger you are, the more learning opportunities you need. Every skill I learned, every learning, I took on is helping me today to build my companies. It's helping me today, right now. I was a photographer for my mentor's wedding many years ago. Look at me. I've got 5, 6 cameras around me right now, and I know how to operate them. At the time when I was doing it, I could have been, thinking, I don't really want to do this. But I learned how to do it, and, it's serving me again. So don't let any skill go away. And the best place to learn is in small companies because you get closer to the vision bearer. So you know exactly how they're working. Like I've got 3 people right here with me. They watch me. I go for lunch with them. They sit in my car. I have conversations with them. They see me every single time they come here. So they are seeing how I'm navigating, this beautiful world. And that's a great experience for them. Instead of going into a company like Sky, BBC, GBC, right? You don't exactly get to see the person who is a vision bearer to really learn from them. There's a hierarchy. You have to respect the authority, and most of the people you're going to learn from will not be entrepreneurs. I'm going to give you 100 plates, and then I ask you the question, wash all these plates. And the first thing you're going to do, you're going to start with 1. And then I move you into a room, a church auditorium that has 2,000 chairs that people have just finished using. And I ask you the same question, pack all these chairs. You're going to start with?
1.
Fantastic. Now, all your ideas, this is what you're going to do. Take a pen and paper and then write down every single idea that comes to mind that has not come to your mind because you've seen Kweku doing it, so you also want to do it. Ones that you genuinely have thought about and think you want to do. Because the problem we have is noise. Noise. Derek has started a podcast. It's working out for him. Let me start it. Kwame started farming. Let me start it. If that is not how these ideas came to your mind, write the ones that genuinely came to your mind because that's how you felt like doing. Write them all down. Then the next thing is you're going to do is, after you've written them down, is write a sentence of how you're going to achieve each one of them. This is the trick I'm giving you. How am I going to achieve each one of them? And then the next thing you're going to do is, how much do I need to achieve this? Just randomly think of the idea and then write how much you think you need. Now start with the one that you need the least to start. The one that you need the least money to start. Start with that one. And then cross off all the others. You will come to it in future. And start this one now. Without any noise. Block out any noise. If you want to be highly effective, you need to understand how to block off noise and distractions and tap in. If there are options, you always make a choice. When you're choosing a business partner, you've got to try different people. Then you find the person that you work with. That's just the way it is. Business partnership is not like a wife. It's not like a spouse. Wow. It's somebody you're trying to do business with. As a matter of fact, business relations can last longer than even marriage. So you have to try different people. Before I met Eddie, I've had several people that we had spoken about business, we had dealt in business, but we'd never done business because it didn't work for me. You don't have to do business with everybody. You can be in a boardroom and you like just one person, but there are 5 people in there. That's the truth. So when you're choosing a business partner, don't make it look like it's set in stone. Okay, try something with Kwame. Don't do business, but just try something, Charlie, some deal, and see how they behave. Me, the way I choose business partners, let me tell you how I choose business partners is with money. There are people I deliberately go out with them. The bill for the food comes and they leave it. They don't want to pay. Me and Ed is always a fight, even till today. Even though our finances won, it's always a fight. I want to pay for it. And that's how every time myself and Ed have been doing business and somebody else comes in and we're like, nah, bro, we don't want to work with this person. It's because that person has been hard with money. So we know that if they get to the level that we are right now with us, they will not allow us to do what we want to do with our own money. Try people. Try different. Don't just go and choose because this is my classmate. You're going to kill your business and kill yourself as well. I would have never actually even thought of I was doing business with Eddie, but he loved my guts. He loved my energy. He loved my zeal for business. And I loved and respected the man for his honesty and diligent works. Try people. You guys are going to be dealing with money. There are people who, at the small opportunity they get, they will throw you under the bus. What you are providing is what you're providing. The service is what you're providing. Regardless of how old your competitors are and the people you are sourcing from, forget that. Go there, bold, confident, and approach it as a business. That's it. Forget the age. I don't really want you to use your age as a limitation anymore. Otherwise, it will stress you. And anytime anybody that is older than you is speaking, you're automatically thinking this person has an edge over me because they are older than me. Don't do that. That's too inferior. We have a lot of older people who are not as wise as we thought they were. Look, I started doing this a little bit younger than you were. So keep at it. When you go to Dubai, you see 17-year-olds driving beautiful cars. They own properties. When I was doing my registration year, there was a younger guy who had bought 3-bedroom house, a Caucasian young boy. He had bought a 3-bedroom house, and I was just about to start life. Look at that. So don't use your age as a limit. Even if you're a 16-year-old and you think about a business and you can do it, start. And I give you all the vim to start. You don't need to be old before you do, because you might never get the opportunity to be old. If you birth an idea and you don't have the money to make the idea happen, you might not even end up with a lot of shares in that business because you don't have money. All you have is an idea. Must you always be the CEO? I don't think so. I think initially it may feel like that. It may feel like you should take that role and, claim it because of ego and status. So you may want to do that. But I don't see the point of doing it. Would you rather have 100% of 50,000 or 5% of 5 million? That's the question you must ask yourself. There is something you need to understand when it comes to business partnership. You must please each other's ego, not destroy it. There was a time a bank needed the hierarchy of the business, and he said, Derek, can you do the hierarchy of the business? And guess who put Eddie as CEO? Derek did. I put him at the top as a CEO, and I put myself under him. When you make people feel good, they make you feel good. But you have to be deliberate about it. A lot of Africans don't like partnership, so they'd rather take it all. I did business cards, called him CEO of Active Group, dropped it, and then showed it to him. And now I call him CEO. I call him. So if I need something from business, if I need my pay to go up, he's the person I speak with. And I have no issue with that. And for me, coming to Ghana has even helped me place his ego a lot more, because it's allowed him to make decisions about the business on that side. And it also allows me to make decisions on business on this side. And it works fine for us. If you forget your egos and the whole status stuff, parents are not going to look at you as, for you and for us is not the same. Because that's what one of my uncles said. When I wanted to go into business, he said, well, why do you want to do it with your friend? Why don't you just do it by yourself? Because for you and for us, it's not the same. And I said, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to be a millionaire with this guy. If you have a business and you're trying to make a sale, you don't restrict where you can get customers. All right. Even in a taxi rank at Abeka, you talk about your product. Try everything to get the sale. You just have to be crazy about your product and your act of looking for customers about a year or two. The rest is going to be repeated customers. Luckily for us, the phone has 2 cameras. One at the front, one at the back. If you don't want to come in the limelight, well, let your phone be in the limelight. Use the back of the camera and let your voice be there. TikTok is an interesting platform where a picture can go viral. So use the back of the camera and talk. If you still don't want to do that, then hire somebody to do it for you. But that will cost you money. You will get more sales. Look, we've just had 61 people on our community and 210 people on TikTok, purely because of personal branding. So if you still don't want to do that, then it's either you hire somebody to do it for you, or you create AI generated content, or use the back of your camera. But you have to talk. This is what I have. This is the service. Showcase the service you're providing. So shoot some nice videos of the services that you're providing and let that attract the right customers. That's sales. In today's world, that is sales. Simply by creating content around it is enough to sell. The best way to collaborate while protecting your idea is something called a non-disclosure agreement and non-compete clauses. In my line of business, we do this a lot. Before we even email you or talk to you about anything, we send an NDA and non-compete clause. You can get ChatGPT, it will create it for you under the laws of whatever country you are. And if you are still complaining about somebody just dropped it that they're struggling to get clients, if that is still a problem, you need to create content. If you don't want to create content, then use meta ads. It'll cost you money. Or find somebody else to do it for you. I learned this the hard way.